Hello, my name is Madeline and welcome to my channel Cozy Cottage Chapters, and welcome to my April TBR. I can't believe it's already that time of the month to make a TBR video and think about the books that I hope to read in the upcoming month. It feels like I just did this for March. But I'm really looking forward to April. I have some fun things planned, some buddy reads that I will be doing, as well as just some fun springtime feeling books. It's starting to feel like spring here where I live in Normandy. We've been having a couple of weeks of really nice weather, and we've been able to spend most of our days outside, which is so lovely and such a nice break after what feels like months of rain and cold. It is really nice to spend more time outside again, and I'm just really looking forward to having that kind of carry over into my reading life and to read some fun spring books with beautiful nature writing. Also just some different genres. I've been reading a lot of middle grade for middle grade March, which is wonderful. I love middle grade books, but I'm ready for a bit of a change. I'm ready for something else. So I have big hopes for April. So let's just jump right into it. So first, I want to mention the two books that will be carrying over into April. These are my Lent reads, and that is Purgatorio by Dante and The Power of the Cross by Raniero Cantamalesa. So I honestly am not very far into either of these. After I finish filming this video, I'm going to go downstairs and try to make some progress in these because I feel like I've fallen a bit behind. But my goal is to finish them before Easter. So I have a really good chunk of April to finish these books, and I'm really enjoying it. These two will be carryovers into April. I want to mention this, I'm not going to start it until Easter, so it'll be the very end of April, so I will of course not finish it. It'll go into May, but I want to read Paradiso once I finish Purgatorio. I am really excited to read this kind of during Easter time. It might take me a bit longer, that's all right. I'm just really enjoying reading the Divine Comedy very slowly. So that's kind of it for my Lent books slash Easter book for April. And now into kind of the other things I want to read. So in April, I'm going to be participating in 2 buddy reads. That's really exciting for me. I haven't done any buddy reads since joining BookTube, and that was one of my goals for 2025, was to participate and be involved in some buddy reads. And so I'm getting 2 out of the way this month. And the first is I'm going to be reading Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell with Miriam from her channel, which I will leave linked below. I'm really excited to read this. I have not read any Elizabeth Gaskell, and I have really high expectations for this. I saw Kate Howl mentioned recently that Wives and Daughters is her favorite book, so I am really excited to read this one. I will read you the back of it. With its lively depiction of a close-knit, gossiping community and its richly drawn female characters, Elizabeth Gaskell's last and finest novel is a warm, funny portrayal of human relationships. When 17-year-old Molly Gibson's widowed father remarries, her life is thrown off course by her vain, manipulative stepmother, and enlivened by a glamorous new stepsister, Cynthia. Molly soon finds herself a go-between in Cynthia's romantic affairs, but in doing so risks losing her reputation and the man she secretly loves. I'm so excited for this one. I have been in the mood for Victorian literature lately, and I will be very happy to have another one crossed off my list. And I should mention we are reading this over the course of April and May, so this is another one that I'm not going to finish in April. We're just going to take our time over 2 months and read it, which will be great. It's about 700 pages, so you know, it'll be nice to kind of spread that over the course of 2 months, and I'm just really looking forward to this. My other buddy read in April is going to be Elizabeth and Her German Garden by Elizabeth von Arman. I'll be reading this with Faith from her channel, Faith and Books, and she has a whole group of us that are going to be buddy reading this together, and I'm really excited about this one as well. This is another author who I haven't read anything of. She wrote The Enchanted April, which I was thinking about reading because it has April in the title, but I'm not going to read 2 of her books in the same month. So I'll be reading Elizabeth and Her German Garden. So I'm gonna pull this up on Goodreads and see what it says. Elizabeth and Her German Garden is a year's diary written by Elizabeth about her experiences learning gardening and interacting with her friends. It includes commentary on the beauty of nature and on society, but it is primarily humorous due to Elizabeth's frequent mistakes and her idiosyncratic outlook on life. The story is full of sweet, endearing moments. Elizabeth was an avid reader and has interesting comments on where certain authors are best read. She tells charming stories of her children and has a sometimes sharp sense of humor in regards to the people who will come and disrupt her solitary life. Okay, that sounds absolutely delightful. I'm really, really excited about this book. Like I said, we've been spending more time outside in our garden, getting things ready for spring slowly. And I'm just really, really excited to read this one. And I will also be able to use this for Anne's Classic Reading Challenge. The prompt in April is memoir, so I'm going to use that for that prompt. All right, those are my 2 buddy reads, so the things that I will definitely be reading this month. I kind of wanted to grab things in a couple of different genres, a couple of different options for me to choose from. I don't stick to my TBR. It's an open kind of pile of possibilities, so we'll see what jumps out to me. Sets a little bit of a theme. Another author who I haven't read anything from, but I really, really want to, is D.E. Stevenson, and I have this one, Anna and Her Daughters. It has flowers on the cover, so it feels very spring-ish, and the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge prompt for April is flowers, so this could be perfect for that. The back of this says, Anna Harcourt and her 3 daughters are left almost destitute by the sudden death of Gerald Harcourt. Forced to turn their backs on the gay London life, they move to Scotland, where Anna finds happiness among her childhood friends. Her daughters seem to be settling down to their new life too, until Jane meets Ronnie. Ronnie appears to find all the Harcourts attractive, but he can only marry one. Like I said, D.E. Stevenson is just one of those authors who I really want to read. I know I'm going to love her because I really enjoy authors like Molly Clavering and Stella Gibbons and like some of her contemporaries. And D.E. Stevenson is like the most well-known of this kind of group of authors, so I have really high hopes that I'm going to love this one. It's been too long since I read a P.G. Wodehouse, and I feel like he is best enjoyed in spring and summertime. I don't know why. I feel like his books work really well during those seasons for me. And I would like to read The Code of the Woosters. This one says, they say trouble comes in threes, and Bertie Wooster soon learns why. It all begins when his Aunt Dahlia asks him to steal a silver cow creamer, illegally obtained by her husband's silver rival. Then comes the telegram from Gussie Frank Noddle begging Bertie to come to Totley Towers to mend the rift between him and his soppy fiancée, Madeline Bassett. To top it all off, Bertie must contend with Roderick Spode, the menacing, black shorts-wearing amateur dictator. How will Bertie get the cow creamer, stay unengaged from Madeline, and survive Totley Tower? Only Jeeves knows how. I love P.G. Wodehouse. His books are a lot of fun, and I feel like with the classics, with Wives and Daughters and some of the heavier things I'm going to be reading during Lent, something light and funny can be really nice. So I'm looking forward to reading some more P.G. Wodehouse. I didn't mention for Purgatorio. I will count that once I finish it for the Catholic Fiction Reading Challenge. So I will have a book for each of my reading challenges for this month. Time will tell if I filled in all of the prompts for March. I'm not sure I was able to, but I will definitely be doing it in April. So there's that also. Okay, now moving on to some ebooks, audiobooks, things like that. As always, a lot of my reading is going to be ebooks, audiobooks, but I do have a pretty substantial pile of physical books. First up, I have a book that I picked up on Kindle. I saw it recommended on a Substack. I honestly can't remember whose Substack it was, but I've just been enjoying reading Substacks, scrolling through that instead of Instagram or social media. It's been really nice, and I think this was like a best books list. Anyway, the book I'm talking about is Miss Mole by E.H. Young. I believe she was a contemporary of D.E. Stevenson, and her books kind of have that similar vibe to them. The summary on this on Goodreads is insanely long, so I don't think I'm going to read it. But yeah, I will see what this book is about. Another Lent book that I failed to mention in the beginning that I didn't get to in March that I'm really interested in and hopefully I can read in April before Easter is The Robe. I talk about this all in my March TBR, and I talk about this one in my March TBR. From what I understand, it is the conversion story of the man who cast lots and won Jesus's garments, and it's what happens after the crucifixion and his conversion. Sounds very interesting, and I am eager to read it. Another very springtime book that I've never read that I really want to is Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wayne Jones. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I'm really excited to read it. So the summary says, Sophie has the great misfortune of being the eldest of 3 daughters, destined to fail miserably should she ever leave home to seek her fate. But when she unwittingly attracts the ire of the Witch of the Waste, Sophie finds herself under a horrid spell that transforms her into an old lady. Her only chance at breaking it lies in the ever-moving castle in the hills, the wizard Howl's castle. To untangle the enchantment, Sophie must handle the heartless Howl, strike a bargain with a fire demon, and meet the Witch of the Waste head on. Along the way, she discovers that there's far more to Howl and herself than first meets the eye. That sounds so lovely and charming. I am really excited to read that, and it'll be fun to have something a little bit different, a fantasy book to kind of round out my TBR. I have an arc that I'm not sure if I'm going to get finished at the end of March. Probably not. It's probably going to be an April book, and I might need a little bit of space in between reading all of this middle grade and picking up this arc, but I'm really excited to read it, and that is This Blossoming Summer by Anna Rose Johnson. I talked about this author in my favorite middle grade books of the last year video that I recently uploaded. And I just loved her book so much. I'm so excited to have an arc of this book, an advanced copy, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's an English girl who was sent to live with her American grandmother during the war, and I'm very excited to read this. I think that's it for my TBR. I'm gonna try to keep this somewhat reasonable because I do have a lot of physical books that I'm going to be reading, and leave some room for mood reading and things like that that might strike me. But anyways, let me know if you've read any of these books, or what you are hoping to read in April, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!